Hey my monkeys, welcome to Monkey Analytics. Today we speak about the second episode, how to choose your monkey. Have fun with today's topics, which are a summary how to choose a monkey, my first video, then monkey categories, the early bird, mid-game ruler, end-game strategist and the sniper, and the leveling speed of each category. Let's start with the summary. The first thing we learned is that the impact of probabilities change through the gameplay, so your monkeys or the quality of your monkey will have a higher impact at the start of the game and a lesser impact at the end. Our conclusion was the end game is more about strategy, skill and luck. The second thing was perks are only activated in the position you have chosen at the start of the game. The third, main actions are stats driven and special actions are perks driven, and the alpha score helps in succeeding in special actions and are more important for perk monkeys. To give you a better understanding, let's start with the first category, the early bird. He is a strong starter and is getting weaker over time. An early bird has pretty high starting stats, high current potential, and has most likely medium perks of 30 to 35%. An early bird is league up fast. He's a GOAT the first 20 levels, which means that his current potentials and action scores are that high that his winning probability is much higher than of other monkeys at the start, which means you are more likely to win more MBS, can upgrade your team, and of course get faster to your goals of collecting soulbound tokens. The downside is that he is getting overtaken by other monkeys with higher perks over time and has not much high stats for the end game. As you can see here, only 91.6 overall potential. Most of the monkey pioneers I know wouldn't have bought this monkey because you have to look a little bit deeper into the details. He has 77 starting stats, only 326 max stats and 37 perks. But in this case the perks are really good distributed. You have 20% golden gloves and 8% goalie resistance, which leads to this amazing current power stats. Look at that, 26, 27, 28 and below 23, all on the defense where other monkeys can't score against you. A perfect starter goalkeeper monkey in my opinion. Additionally, he has 605 alpha, which is pretty dope too. So he's a really good starter due to the perk distribution of my liking. He will be really good from early to midterm. That's it for the early bird. Let's head over to the second category, the mid-game ruler, which is a medium starter but is getting stronger over time through his perk boosts. This type of monkeys have medium starting stats, medium current potential, but high perks, 40 to 60% per position, and this levels your monkey pretty fast through the stats boost. He is getting faster and stronger each level. So if you have the same leveling speed as other monkeys, you will most likely start to win more in mid-game with this monkey, or at least his winning probabilities against other monkeys, which leads to the same conclusions as the early bird, starting from mid-game. And here we are in our example. This striker is a mid-game ruler. He has 66 starting stats, 350 max stats and 48% perks with a good distribution, 20% protective holding, in alliance with 100 control, which is pretty amazing when you look at his tackle counter in the end. Then you have 12% precision shot and 16% hard hitter, so he's a pretty good all-rounder striker in terms of perks. As his starting stats are not that high, his current power of his actions are of course only average, but at least his alpha score will help him from the start. So in general, this monkey is no starter, but he will be really good mid-game, so maybe use him as for renting or as a substitute at the beginning, and with each level he will be stronger and you can use him more frequently. Okay, let's see to the next category. We are at the endgame strategist. He has a slow leveling speed, but is the best endgame monkey available. An endgame strategist has high max stats of 350 plus, medium starting stats, medium current potentials, and medium perks of only 30 to 35%. You need a lot of time for endgame strategist as his leveling speed is slow. On the other side, as he is stats driven, it's good for the main actions and he will be a good all-rounder without perk boosts in other field zones. He has no room to play much at the start as his winning probabilities are low, but he will be one of the strongest monkeys. But of course at a time of the game where the influence of the monkeys is not that high as in the beginning of the game, as the winning probabilities going closer to each other. Okay, let's see to our example. Our endgame strategist. He has only 67 starting stats, but unbelievable 362 max stats with perks of 33%. In his max potential position, and if you look at the other positions, it's way lower, which makes him pretty versatile on every position without the perk boosts. But as you can see, his medium current power stats are only average and he has only a little bit above average alpha of 504. This monkey is of course no starter, but he is pretty good and awesome starting endgame. He's a good all-rounder which can play on different positions even without the perk boosts, which can give you the edge in your tactical playbook in Monkey League. Therefore, let's look into all 4 position scores of this monkey. As you can see, he has low perks on striker, midfielder and defender, and has still high max potentials on each position, which is a good indicator for a stats monkey, as a stats monkey will be good even without the perks and therefore more versatile on the field. I hope it's now a little bit more understandable. That we can head to the next category, the sniper. The sniper is good in everything. He is a good starter, has a high leveling speed and is the best endgame monkey. He has high max stats, high starting stats, high current potential and high perks. You level your monkey first, be always the goat from start to end. In general, he has everything the monkeys before had, so he will be the strongest at the start with a high leveling speed, which means his distance will only widen through the gameplay until his max potential is reached. But to say the least, it's pretty hard to find such a monkey, so I brought up one example for you which describes it pretty well. Of course, it's only a 90% snipe in my opinion, but he's pretty awesome too. He has 67 starting stats, so it's a little bit missing here or lacking, but he has high max stats and 58% perks. 58. It's pretty amazing. And moreover, due to his high perks and medium starting stats, he has still current high power stats, which makes him again a good starter too. Moreover, he has 693 alpha, which is giving him the edge in special moves too, as we know that the high alpha score is helping you in succeeding special abilities, which are based, or most likely based or driven by the perks. To summarize, he's a good starter, even better in mid-game, and perfection in endgame. That's the monkey you need. Of course, no financial advice. Let's head over to the leveling speed and let's summarize here what we have learned. As you can see, the early bird in the blue line has a high starting power and is leveling in a normal speed. The mid-game ruler is leveling the fastest and is overtaking the early bird in the first half of the game. The endgame strategist needs the longest but is one of the strongest at the end, and the sniper is always the GOAT when we talk about leveling speed and starting stats. On the left side you see a graphic out of my last video, the winning probabilities when a monkey is fighting 1v1 against another monkey. What you see here is that at the start, when you have actions around 25, the winning probabilities between the monkeys are the highest. So if you ask me what I would choose a good starter to get a head start, farm soulbound tokens and win more games. The other probabilities for action versus action is not that high in endgame. That's my take on it, but of course no financial advice. That's it for today. Thank you for watching Monkey Analytics. I hope I could add value to you. Today, hit the subscribe button if you liked it and let a like here. Thank you and goodbye.